Hi friends. So what keeps coming through right now is why do fools fall in love? So this is a love reading, obviously. And what's really coming through is you're either in a relationship right now or you're about to begin a relationship. Right? You might be wondering, is this for me? Is it for you or should you stay? And there's a lot of excitement here, a lot of excitement, but there's also a little bit of fear coming through as well, right? So maybe your last relationship didn't end well, or maybe somebody's hurt you in the past, or maybe it's like you can't believe your lucky stars. That's also coming through. Like, I can't believe that I was this lucky to meet this person, right? And so there might be a little bit of a doubt of maybe your worthiness, right? Or maybe is love possible? Is a committed, devoted relationship possible? Right? And you've got Stargazer coming out here, which is set your sights higher, right? Set your sights higher, and it also came out with the Fool, right? And I love this particular Fool because he looks like a fool that has fallen in love, right? Why do fools fall in love? Sorry to subject you guys to my singing. I know it's not great. Anyways, why do fools fall in love, right? And so this fool in particular, look, he is sniffing the roses. He's about to make a leap, right? And so you need to set your sights a little bit higher to believe that these things are possible for you. To believe that if you take a leap, it's going to pay off. It's going to go somewhere. So there might be some fear around, like, maybe you've taken a leap with somebody before and it did not turn out, right? And so it's like you're modeling it based off of that old relationship, and Spirit's like, no, set your sights a little bit higher, right? Set it a little bit higher and really kind of release some of those old stories that you might have of, like, men are terrible or women are terrible, whichever way you're coming across this. And just really set your sights higher. Set your sights on that higher vibration of love, authentic partnership and commitment, and take a leap, right? Take a leap. That is so cool. And so what you really need to do right now is kind of do some inner work. You've got Drum coming out with Hierophant, right? And so this is really asking you to kind of step within and really figure out what you want, what you don't want, right? Also figure out, there's a real sense here of needing to challenge some of your beliefs, right? And so the Hierophant can be all about challenging belief. He is an authority, right? So what is the authority in your heart? What is the belief, right? Because the belief is your authority. So what does that say in your heart? And there really needs to be a real witnessing, is what I want to say, about some of that deeper inner working, right? It's like you need to realign to that higher authority, and that authority being love, right? You need to realign to that because there's again some fears coming up, right? And so this is a opportunity for you to kind of clear the decks for that, right? To really decide what you want in life, what is acceptable, what is tolerable to you. And it's like when you have that clarity of your own boundaries, that is going to make going into this relationship a lot easier. And also there's something too about, like, it relieving your fear, right? And so there might be, again, some fears that are coming up for you regarding past relationships. Maybe people crossed your boundaries, maybe people couldn't be who you needed them to be. But you get to decide that. You get to allow people to come into your space, and just know that allowing somebody into your space does not mean that you have to give away your authority, right? Does not mean that you have to give away your power. And so there's also a sense here that maybe you've been by yourself for a long time, maybe single for a long time, and there's some fears coming in about, like, okay, am I gonna have to completely change myself for this person? And no, you are who you are, and there really needs to be some inner working here around, like, you are safe. Even bringing somebody new into your life, into your space, doesn't mean that you're not safe, doesn't mean that you don't have control over you, right? So again, there's this real sense of kind of fear coming through. Maybe you've been hurt in the past, maybe people maybe just haven't lived up to your expectations as well. So just know that you're an authority, and bringing somebody new into your life doesn't mean that you aren't the authority of your life anymore, right? So I feel like that could be a really important message for giving up power, or a fear of giving up power. But Spirit's like, that's not actually what's happened, you know, that isn't actually what happens. And you've got Sage coming out next, which is be devoted and committed, right? You really need to be devoted and committed to this person, to your relationship, to where you want to go, you know? Like Three of Wands coming out here, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? And it's kind of that step before you're taking real action. But that action needs to be stay in it, right? Stay committed. You know, there's a real sense of maybe being a little bit of a commitment phobe here, or maybe the other person is a commitment phobe. You know, like that could be an energy that is in your relationship, and Spirit is like, you kind of really have to push through that, is what they're saying to me right now. You really have to push through that, like the Three of Wands, and kind of ignore some of that might be going on for you, of, you know, not being sure if this is the right person, of not being sure if you can commit or if they can commit to you. Like there's a real rising above that again needs to happen. There's some clearing that needs to happen from old relationships, old woundings. So you're really being asked to stay committed, right? That's one of the best vehicles of spiritual growth, really, is our relationships with other people, right? They are our mirror. They are placed in our life for a reason. And when we get really scared or something pisses us off and we're just like, I'm done here, you know, that actually puts us farther back in our growth and in our spiritual growth in particular, because you didn't really learn that lesson, and therefore you're going to repeat that lesson at a later date. It's discord, right? Which is the Gene Key shadow that we are going through right now, is the energy of discord, because you cannot learn from past experiences. So this is going to be a lot of work for you, right? These people are great teachers in your life, and this is great teacher. So these people are your greatest teacher in life. The world, the people in our relationships, the situations we find ourselves in, that mirror is the greatest teaching tool that we have, right? And we tend to just be like, oh, we're done with it, cancel culture, everything. And we really miss out on some very key lessons in our lives. And again, that brings us back to those repeating cycles. So yeah, this is work, right? You got Page of Pentacles coming out. This is your work, is these relationships and pushing through those old woundings, those old patterns, those old beliefs, stories, all of that bad stuff. Yeah. Well, we keep the good, we don't keep the bad, right? Keep the good, don't keep the bad. And so there's a real sense of like needing to learn from those past experiences. And again, we're going through the shadow of discord. Discord makes it so that you're listening, but you're not really hearing, right? You see the things in your past, but you're not really doing anything to stop it. And it's that emotional thing, right? It's an emotional processing that needs to happen, so that you can actually see these mythic strands in your life and to really see where everything fits in your life. Oh, that was a perfect relationship for me to learn X, Y, and Z, right? Now is the time to go back and have that hindsight and realize that everything that you have been through has been preparing you for this moment, has been teaching you something along the way, if only we stop to learn the lessons, right? And I know it can be hard with painful situations. But all of this is leading to something beautiful. So you've got to be able to see past it. You've got Sierra coming out. You've got to be able to see past all that old stuff. And if you can see the forest through the trees, then what you're going to end up with is the Four of Wands, which in a lot of tarot readings can actually mean marriage. I'm not promising you marriage in this video. Book a more detailed reading for me if you'd like to have very specific forecasting. But this does lead to something beautiful, something celebratory, right? Something that is exciting and causes people to celebrate for you and to celebrate you. So that's why this card is often associated with marriages. It's also associated with luck. You can see these rabbits at the bottom, luck and abundance, all this. So it is a beautiful energy that you are moving into, that you're being offered with this new relationship or this continued relationship. It's just, again, you gotta see the forest for the trees, okay? And don't forget, take the jump. It's going to lead you somewhere beautiful and somewhere that is exciting, and trust me that you want to be in. So I'm going to leave it there. I will see you next time, beautiful people. Be blessed.